Hey everyone, welcome to Popular Cruising. I'm your host Jason Leppert, and you've discovered our YouTube channel. We feature cruise reviews, ship tours, onboard experiences, and so on. We will continue touring the newest ships and covering every cruise style, including ocean cruising, river cruising, and the most adventurous variety, expedition cruising. And of course, we will still preview upcoming ships and review all onboard experiences, particularly accommodations, activities, dining, and entertainment. Plus, we are newly adding to our review format more informative ship specifications, deck plans outlining exactly where each filmed venue is located, and our concluding list of ship pros and cons. Now with that said, whether you are new to this channel or a longtime follower, you may not know the full origins of Popular Cruising. That is just how my brand came to be back in 2012. Well, as the story goes, I have been cruising since before I was 2 years old, so unbeknownst to me as a child, I've been in training my whole life for this position. I've now taken over 150 cruises. And yeah, that's a lot, and I've enjoyed nearly every moment. But my very first was aboard Princess Cruises' original Royal Princess, christened by none other than Princess Diana. I am an only child, which helped make it possible for me to frequently travel with my family over the years, and my folks were always keen to share their journeys with me, which altogether contributed to my lifelong love of cruising. Neither my mom nor I had taken a cruise before we first boarded the Royal Princess in 1985, but my dad had. His first cruise was aboard Princess's Island Princess in the 70s, but he was not yet sold on the form of travel. It was after my mom saw the Royal featured on the television program Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous that she wanted to try it for herself, and thus the three of us embarked. The ship was quite remarkable and very innovative for its time, so both my parents, my dad this time included, were instantly hooked. Although I was very young at the time, I even remember a few moments from eventually sailing on the ship twice. For example, I recall playing in the observation lounge, which I'm sure has influenced my great appreciation for such classic venues to this day. But the Royal Princess was only the start of my journey, as my parents and I went on to enjoy a number of other cruise lines. In fact, we had the pleasure of sailing on the very first voyage from then newcomer Crystal Cruises back in 1990, aboard the brand new Crystal Harmony. That ship is no longer in the fleet, but we've since also sailed on current ships Crystal Symphony and Crystal Serenity. Crystal probably had the greatest impact on my earliest traveling days and still holds a very special place in my heart. I remember the kids' facilities, which back then were very rudimentary compared to today. If I had had access to the kinds of children's clubs currently available on, say, Disney Cruise Line then, I would have never wanted to get off. Even as it was, I had such a great time on board that I actually cried getting off cruise ships and began to lament disembarking halfway through each sailing as a youngster. As I got older and was no longer free to sail as a child third, we branched out to other brands like Celebrity Cruises. When it was still owned by the Chandras family, we've sailed dozens of times on the since transferred Century class ships, as well as Millennium class ones, and now Solstice class vessels. Little did I know then that I would one day cover the inaugural of the latest Edge class. Suffice it to say, every step of the way has truly been a privilege. Once Celebrity was purchased by Royal Caribbean Cruises Limited, we also ventured on its Royal Caribbean International sister brand vessels, and we also returned to Princess Cruises from time to time. As a result, we now have top-tier status with both Royal Caribbean and Princess. Remarkably, all of that happened before I ever started doing this professionally. I was always a good writer, so when our local newspaper had a call for submissions about why we travel in 2011, my parents encouraged me to author a piece about my love of cruising. The San Diego Union Tribune really liked the piece and published it. Then my folks further encouraged me to see if there happened to be any other opportunities to write for additional outlets. Using my first article as a springboard, I reached out to Cruisemates and started my time there as I continued to contribute to our local newspaper. Then in 2012, I decided to start my own brand, Popular Cruising, which has grown into a very successful website and particularly well-followed YouTube channel. Over the years since, my contributions have expanded to the Travel Channel, Cruise Travel and Porthole magazines, USA Today, Fox News, Oyster.com, MiceChat.com, and of course Travel Age West, where I'm on staff as cruise editor. I've been extraordinarily blessed by the opportunity to experience cruise travel at such a young age, and eventually craft a career out of it as a rare millennial frequent cruiser. My generous parents were so kind to take me along on trips over the years that I'm pleased to be able to now share it with them in return, as well as with my wonderful wife. Fast forward to today, and I've now had the chance to sail on nearly every cruise line, from standard to luxury lifestyles, and from ocean to river and expedition markets. And of course, I'm always looking to expand that list to the few brands I have yet to experience. So in short, I really am a cruise expert that has had a wealth of travel experiences over 3 decades to reflect on, having seen the remarkable evolution of the cruise industry over that time, which has contributed to my vast knowledge that I'm thrilled to continue sharing with all of you. Thanks so much for watching. Please feel free to subscribe to our channel while hitting that bell icon to be notified of new videos, watch our library of other ones, and visit popularcruising.com.